I told you at 8:30 in the morning, Saturdays are not about heavy-duty reflection. Just sit back, chill, watch the game. See, good things have happened. Harshit Rana, 4 wickets. The spinners did well as well. And at one stage, we thought Australia were well on course for upwards of 300. But this is where they finished their innings. They lost 7 wickets for 53 runs. They were 183 for 3 at one stage. And look at where they finished. 236 all out. In 46.4 overs. Matt Renshaw, Mitchell Marsh and Matthew Short among the runs. Nothing much thereafter. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. Mr. Bhogle and Mr. Khan in the house. I don't think anyone expected things to pan out the way they did after the kind of start they had.
Yeah,
88, I think, in the first 15.
The pitch has looked good to bat, and
yes.
First few overs suggested of that. Yeah. And I think it's just great bowling effort. Started with Washington. I think he bowled a superb spell. 10 overs for 44, picking up 2 wickets. So that something was I think the initiation of that grip which and the pullback which the bowlers did, and Harshit just did a phenomenal job after that, taking wickets. Some well supported fielding effort from Shreyas as well. That catch was a crucial one because that partnership was building at that stage. But I think on the whole, Indian bowlers will be very proud of this effort, especially after the kind of start which Australians got.
Lots of questions perhaps answered. Can Harshit bowl in the death? Can Washington Sundar bowl 10 overs comfortably as well? So all of it augurs well, but 236, India will take it happily.
Very happily. I think it was a very good day for 2 players who are still not firmly entrenched in the side. He mentioned Washington Sundar as well. I thought that where the squeeze started to come in when he bowled those middle overs. And Harshit Rana has shown he can do it. I thought he had one of the best days that he's had till now. Now we need to see whether he can do it consistently, which is what takes you from one level to another. He's shown today, he bustled and he was bowling quick today. And every spell I thought he bowled quite well. Now, if he can do this consistently, then you found the bowler that you want. So good on him.
You also spoke about how it's not gripping much, there's not much turn on offer. So I suppose you'd attribute this bowling performance to just being disciplined, just keep at it.
Yeah, put under pressure. Look at the start. Mitch Marsh was looking very good. I think Aksar also needs a mention because in that particular spell, there was not a boundary hit. I think from 21st over till 30th.
21st to 30, just the one boundary.
So I think that was the phase. When things India started to pull things back. And I think Aksar also did a great job. It's just that the way game unfolded, I think, Gill didn't have the chance of bringing him back because 2 left-handers were batting, and then he just continued with Washington Sundar at that stage. But I think, spinners did a great job, and Harshit made all the impact with those wickets.
Coming up is the innings regression graphic. Almost 9 and over in the first 15, and things slowed down, and then the wickets fell. Take a look at that.
It's a good word to use, actually. The innings did regress, which leads me up to wonder whether there was something in the pitch that we have not seen, whether it was just great bowling. But those 5 overs that Akshar bowled in that spell, 5 overs for 17, Washington's bowling alongside, that is where the squeeze took place. So, I said 236 is, I think it's a fantastic bowling performance. Helps that they were supporting the field. Other Shreyas's catch was one for the ages. Absolutely brilliant. I only hope he's not hurt himself so much that he can't come out to bat. And I think Kohli has made a reasonably tough catch look very easy. It was coming really hard. I mean, didn't have to move too much, but it was coming really hard. So he's made that look good. He was very quick in the field. So, I mean, forget his batting, what happens to his batting as he grows older, I don't know. But the way he's fielding, I think he's 70 years old, he'll come and field like this. His fitness will never be an issue.
And who knows, that may have an impact on how he feels when he goes out to bat. He hasn't
scored a run in this. I hope so.
You've covered enough cricket over the last 40 years, Harsha, to know that...
40 thoda kam bol dete yaar.
40 sir, such as sir. We celebrated your 40th in this very studio. When you dry up the runs, at times all these pieces are interlinked and a wicket will come at some
And how do you dry up the runs? Fielding has a big part to play in drying up the runs. Inside the circle, you're not giving anything away. You're not giving them too much width. So combination of bowling and great fielding and dry up the runs. And today I just wonder if a little inexperience came through in that Australian batting. I wonder. I mean, I don't think we know enough to be able to say that for sure. But everybody got starts. A lot of them got starts, and none of them went on to play a big innings. So we saw the other day we saw Connolly, Owen, and Short. Today we saw Renshaw, 56. But in a one-day game, either two people make 80s or one person goes on to make a decent-sized 100. Which we didn't see. That was the difference between the 236 that they've got and the 275, 280, which would have been a good score.
And therefore, important to applaud what Harshit Rana has done. He got the two, Connolly and Mitchell Owen out, who would have come into bat in this innings with a lot of confidence. He got four, but those two very key.
Yeah, I think, starts with Carey as well. He was dropped on 8. Then that partnership was building. So I think, that was that one passage of play which was very important. 188 for 4 at the end of 35 overs. You have 90 deliveries, enough wickets in hand. Run a ball also gets you to 288 at that stage, or 280. And we did touch upon that fact in Combox, saying that India will be very happy if they are able to restrict Australia for around 275-80. That will be a good job. I think they've bettered the expectations by a mile.
I love the ball to Mitch Owen. Really hustled him. He was playing beside the line. He actually gave the impression that he had moved away a little too much. But that's the impression you get. But sharp ball, good sharp slip catch. That is what you expect, because Harshit Rana is this very bustly kind of bowler. He runs in hard, he charges in, hits the deck hard. That is what you want to see from him. To me, that was the highlight of Rana's.
16 wickets in 8 matches for Harshit Rana. He's still work in progress in white ball cricket. He seems to enjoy the trust of the captain and the coach. And when things go well, the bowler changes psychologically. There's more confidence when you come into bowl in the next game.
Yeah, you need matches like this, isn't it? Especially at the international level, that one bridge you got to cross in your head as well, that yes, I can do this, I can be the leader of the pack. And I think, this game for Harshit Rana for sure can be that kind of a game, where you start believing in your abilities, you start believing in your talent and say that, okay, I can play a bigger part. Here, he contributed with the bat as well. And then we've been looking at the approach from the think tank that you need that batting contribution as well, and that will also give you that edge when it comes to selection in the playing 11. So I think he's ticking all the boxes right.
Sorry, go on.
We saw Harshit today. This is what you want from Harshit on a consistent basis. The great bowlers, people who take 300 wickets, for example, the great bowlers are able to do it again and again and again. What is the difference between someone who does it right for one day and someone who does it again and again? Is it just self-belief? Is it more and more practice? Is it a good action that is predictable, that you can land where you want to? What does Harshit have to do to produce this kind of performance on a consistent basis?
Take the confidence forward. I think, that's something which is very important. Also figure out that routine. Figure out that routine in terms of preparation for the game. How you approach the game, what kind of analysis you did, how did you dealt with the disappointment or when you've been put under pressure. And that's what experience does, isn't it? Like when you're doing these things consistently, then over the period of time, you'll see if you are able to stack up these kind of performances, that gives you that belief that, okay, this is working, and then that becomes your success formula.
At what point did that happen to you in your career? Was there a phase, a series, a game, a spell?
Well, I think just simply performances.
The debut.
I think once I made my debut, it was not just about the debut at that stage. For me, it was that okay, one bridge you've crossed. Now it's about taking it to the next level, which is, can you play for a long time? And to play for a longish period of time, you got to keep bettering yourself. You got to start thinking like that. I think once you start thinking like that, then things takes care of itself, I would say. Because, you're not then just looking out for the next series. You're thinking about the whole year. Then you're thinking about, okay, next couple of years, next season, what you're going to add. And I think it just flows. You never run a marathon thinking time. You just try to get into that rhythm. Try to just follow phases rather than thinking about the end goal.
It's interesting. When you started, you had a big jump, no?
Yeah.
Slowly that jump became lesser and lesser.
Yeah.
You had a big jump, because I was there in Kenya He made his debut against Kenya. Then you had that great match against Australia immediately after, right?
Yeah.
It was after Kenya. I think it was a game either in between or immediately after the Australia game. Pakistan were playing, and I think Waz was still playing that. It was 2000.
Yeah,
so
he was
playing. I don't know.
Yes.
And we had worked together in '97 on the Sahara Cup when he was injured. And he just did that to me and I went to chat. And he said, वो कल आपका वो लड़का देखा मैंने. उसको भेजो मेरे पास यार कुछ है उसमें. I don't know whether the conversation actually happened thereafter, but I still remember between the games said, यार कल वो लड़का देखा मैंने यार कुछ है उसमें भेजो मेरे पास उसको. So sometimes when you just see people, you think, wow, there's something here. That is why I thought, how do you go from being that debut bowler to a 300-wicket bowler is the journey that Harshit Rana now has to take.
The youngster also has to know who to listen to, who to go to for advice, because at times youngsters can overdo it, right?
And how to
Too
keep
many
people around you at bay.
Yeah.
And how to start thinking, मैं कोई बन गया. And to say, नहीं अभी बहुत आगे जाना है.
Right, the rest of the bowling card. How does one interpret 10 overs 50 from Kuldeep Yadav?
Look, when you look at the 10-over mark, Mitch Marsh was going strong. So that initial spell which he bowled was a tough one at that stage because Australia were in the position of strength at that stage. But I think once Akshar pulled things back and when Kuldeep came back, then it was the Kuldeep impact which we were expecting.
Yeah.
But I think, just generally, I felt all the bowlers, they did well to stick to the basics or having that discipline and having that belief that, okay, the game is not moving away. You can make things happen. And that is something which is very important, that the moment you get that sniff, what takes you over at that stage is that belief that, okay, you can pull things back. They kept on getting wickets consistently and that really helped.
Siraj bowled only in the power play, never came back. Would that be a part of a larger plan to figure what India's death bowling options are going forward?
I think he went by the flow of the game. I don't think he expected Washington to bowl 10 overs. But Washington was bowling so well that he kept going with Washington's 10 overs. And that meant some overs had to come out of somewhere. I just thought Prasidh bowled those last 2 overs. I thought Siraj might want to bowl those. But Prasidh has earned a reputation in T20 cricket as someone who bowls well towards the middle and end.
Yeah.
So maybe they thought, look, let's throw him in the middle and the end and see what happens there.
Yeah.
But I think either he was trying too many things or the ball wasn't obeying him very much in those last 2 overs. But yeah, maybe the feeling with Siraj. I mean, if you remember that original quote from Rohit, I don't know, it just slipped out. Very unlike Rohit to say that.
Yeah.
But he said he's not that effective at the back end.
Yeah.
But I thought through the middle, it's just that the spinners were bowling so well that maybe he thought I don't need to go to him.
Your take on that, Siraj?
Well, I think it's just the way game unfolded.
Sure.
Maybe Prasidh bowling that extra over at the back end. If you have to be overly critical, I mean, look, you managed. We're looking at 270, 280 is also a job well done by the bowlers. Looking at how things unfolded, but they've managed to restrict Australia for 236.
Yeah.
So there is nothing much to now look into.
Yeah.
I think Washington's on this point, which Harsha was making, was the right point at this stage. 6 bowling options you have. If someone is having a good run, you just continue with that. 2 left-handers were batting. Akshar also was under-bowled. Akshar was pick of the bowlers. He was very economical. Got the important wicket of Mitch Marsh at that stage. But when you have 6 bowling options, there will be some bowler who is going to be under-bowled. And that was the case. I think what matters is 236 is a damn good effort from the bowlers to restrict.
Given that the innings ended at 236, a lot of fans would be very tempted to perhaps get carried away and say, I think this formula is fine. Go with 7 batters and have enough bowling options in case one has a bad day. You have a fallback option.
For sure. I think, today's playing 11 before the start of the game, we did touch upon that fact that, and before the series, we've been saying that Kuldeep maybe should have been included. 3 spin bowling options, 3 seam bowling options, gives you that right kind of balance.
Yep.
Nitish was neither here nor there kind of option.
Yep.
Like, you're just hoping that, okay, conditions are in favor of a seam bowling and we'll need that extra seamer. But the efficiency of Kuldeep on any track, I think, is going to overpower when you're talking about just comparing bowling to bowling.
Yeah, Siraj, in fact, always a force with the new ball. He bowled fairly well. He bowled in with a lot of energy, got Travis Head as well. So he did fairly well.
I think today's wicket looked like it's going to favor the batters. So the initial part was going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have to be overly critical, the length by all the bowlers when they bowled first 6-7 overs, when you saw the ball was doing a bit, maybe could have been touch fuller.
Yeah.
They were not able to figure out that exact length. When they were bowling shorter, it was actually just a touch short where you were beating the bat.
Yeah.
And when they were looking to go fuller, it was just touch fuller than the length which would have resulted in wickets.
Yeah.
So that slight bit of adjustment was required. But after that, I think it's been a decent effort.
Right. Akshar Patel chosen over Ravindra Jadeja as the lone left-arm finger spin bowler. Once again, justifying why he is rated so highly.
That 5-over spell was excellent.
Yeah.
And remember, he's batting really well.
Yeah.
He's batting at 5. He's giving you those overs. So there was never any doubt about Akshar's place in the side. It was just whether there was space for another similar player in the side, which you had in the Champions Trophy for those conditions. The selectors just read the fact that maybe there wasn't place for another similar bowler and went with Washington, who's got the drift and who can turn it the other way, to be that kind of bowler. But I don't think there's now any doubt about Akshar playing in the white ball game. But when you come back to India, don't be surprised if Jadeja is still there. What they're trying to check out here is, there's 2 years to go to South Africa. Can this combination go in play in South Africa? There's a lot of not outs there for Jadeja.
Yep.
Which boosts that average a little bit, but I mean, he's a bona fide batsman.
Yeah, but Akshar clearly making his own presence, as I said, in the team and not anymore in Jadeja's shadow. Is that a safe statement to make?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I think, that transition, that progression is become very natural, I would say. That there was a time where, Jadeja and Akshar, you're thinking, okay, who to pick, especially for the white ball. But now I think that debate is settled, because obviously selectors and the team management will look to go in the new direction, looking at the age difference as well. So I think it's something which was eventually going to happen.
Yeah.
Because Akshar has molded himself in exactly the same role, and that's the advantage which Indian team has, isn't it? Like Ravindra Jadeja has had a terrific run, contributing with the ball and bat, and Akshar is just taking it a notch higher there.
And he's doing it in red ball cricket as well. The churn is very much happening in Indian cricket, and different people look at this passage very differently. A lot of questions as well, and we've got one for our experts here. Take a look at this much larger question on what's happening with the team. Every team announcement these days seem to be full of surprises for Indian cricket fans. This one's from Abhin Chakraborty. Says, while transition is part and parcel for any side, are India transitioning a little too fast? Shami, Jadeja, Rohit Kohli, no spot seems certain anymore.
Look, Rohit Kohli opted out.
Yep.
They finished with T20, then they finished with Test cricket. So that wasn't a decision that was taken by the selectors. It was a decision taken by the players. I don't know if there was a nudge, but eventually that was a decision taken by the players. The choices are Shami and Jadeja. I think with Shami, he spent a lot of time on the sidelines. And as Zach himself was saying the other day, that when the ankle healed, he did not bowl that much. The knee was swelling up a little bit. That can happen when you're out of the game for a while. So I think with Shami, I don't think the door is shut. But if you see how Harshit has bowled, there's a lot of young challengers coming through. It'll be a difficult climb back. With Jadeja is playing better Test cricket than he's ever played before. So it's only a tactical call for a one-day series. Yeah. Test cricket, I mean, you look at Jadeja's numbers in the last 3 years in Test cricket, they're sensational.
And he's playing for Saurashtra today.
Which is fantastic, They're all playing, I saw the other, Sanju Samson played, Ishan Kishan, everyone's gone and playing Ranji Trophy cricket, which is great. Now, all you need is to see Virat and Rohit can go back and play Vijay Hazare so that they're fit and ready to dominate.
The biggest stakeholder of this game, the fan, has a very emotive response to these transitions, as was evident in that question. You've been there. You've been a part of that transition when you came in and when you went out. You also work with young players in different coaching capacities. How do you look at this process of transition? You have a far more evolved, far more informed view of this passage in
I think communication is the key.
Yeah.
You know, that is something which is very important, even though the team is going through transition. It's about which direction the team is headed in, and the stakeholders involved, the decision makers involved, having that clarity and consistency. I think, you know, these are the parameters which are of utmost importance in that phase. You can't just keep on going back and forth. You know, if you have the clarity, then stick with that, and make the tough calls. You know, so that is something which is going to be very important. Even with right now what the whole buzz around Rohit and Kohli. You know, they got to make the decision now. You know, you can't wait it till say another year, 2 years, whatever it is. You know, and the decision makers need to have that clarity now, because you don't want insecurities to creep in. You don't want unsettled dressing room environment. You got to have that clarity, because even Ajit just a while back in that interview mentioned that, you know, they are not on trial. You know, if they're not on trial, then it doesn't matter if they score hundreds or they score zeros. I think it's important that you make that decision and say that, okay, you know, this is the decision. We are going to look at the World Cup in this fashion, and then start building around it, and have that faith in your own decision making, and just back that.
So next time Ajit climbs up a few floors for an evening drink, we know what the conversation is going to be about.
On Kohli and Rohit, you said that you will hold back your opinions until you see
after 3 games.
Yeah, 3 games.
The reason I said that was, you said you're going to pick them for 3 games. Give them 3 games and see how they look. That's why I think this is a huge innings for Virat Kohli now. Because if he fails a 3rd time, then yeah, people will say, look, he failed over 3 games. Rohit fought it out in the first game, bit of luck, bit of skill, got through to his 70. So this is a huge game for Kohli. I think if he fails just now, there'll be an honest conversation, and then they'll have to take a call. Do you want to look at 3 more games against South Africa in India? Do you want to see 3 more games against New Zealand in India? Do you want to say, okay, we're at 6 games, 8 games? That's a conversation that will have to happen with respect and trust. And I won't be surprised if that conversation happens.
On principle, should it be left on the player? Or
never.
Does it have to be the selector's call?
It's never left on the player. It's always a selector's call. And the selectors will take that call with respect.
Sure.
So if you've played 20 games, the selectors will look at you differently. If you've played 300 games and you've been a match winner for 15 years, the selectors will look at you differently. But it has to be the selector's call. The player has to say, I'm fit and ready to play. Then it's the selector's decision whether or not to play. But if you're a Kohli, if you're a Rohit, you've done so much, you've also gone through little ups and downs. So the selectors will always think, yeah, he's such a big player, maybe he'll come back up again. Because when he comes back up, he'll win you a tournament. So it's different with different players, I would imagine. But it's always the selector's call. I mean, far too often we'll say, you've got to leave it to the player. No, yeah, player should try his best. It's the selector's job to pick.
The upsides of a blue chip stock are far greater than the downsides. Now, for the fans as well, all transition, all change comes.
The best transition is happening in Pakistan at the moment.
Sir, wo chhod dete.
Where the captain has become the boss of international cricket.
But they are forever in a state of turbulence. But even in India, all transition, all change, whether it's cricket or life otherwise, comes with its share of turbulence. Fans must be prepared for it. Can't react to one loss, a series loss.
But that is how it is. Tell me, when you're watching a game at home, you're not anchoring it, you're not analysing it. When you're watching a game at home, you're watching it very differently from the way you're watching it here.
100%.
Or say you're a Premiership fan. Say you're a United fan or a Chelsea fan or you what. When you're watching it, you're not watching it saying, yaar, wo move kya acha tha, right flank se left flank. You are watching with great emotion. Fans will watch it emotionally. And remember, if you're a fan, if you've been a big player, Zach's been a big player, Virat's been a big player, the emotion associated with big players always going to be stronger. No, you don't want your favorite players to go away. I still remember when Arun Lal and Srikanth went out to bat in a test match in Delhi, I said, ye koi cricket hai? Because for 15 years, through my growing up years, I'd watched Gavaskar going out to open the batting. And suddenly I see Arun Lal and Srikanth, this is not India, dear. So that is bound to happen. So you have to respect the fact that the fans will watch it emotionally.
I believe it's going to be a happy, upbeat mood on this Saturday evening, 2:37 to chase. A quick reminder of what Australia did. They won the toss, and for a change, they decided to bat first. Pretty good start it was for Australia with Head and Mitchell Marsh, and then a couple of contributions from Renshaw, Marsh and Short, but then they finished with 236. Rana, 4 wickets. Sundar 2 and Akshar Patel bowled really well as well. 237 to chase. Should be comfortable. Rohit and Kohli. Perhaps a little less pressure, Zach, with not a big total.
Advantage India for sure. I think, the bowlers have done a terrific job of restricting Australia to 236. The numbers also suggesting that the data we've been talking about, the pitch didn't look like it had demons in it. So I think it should be an easy run chase for India.
Data is saying last 9 games were won by the side batting first.
There'll always be an exception to that.
Yeah. It has told you what happened in the past.
Yeah.
You've got to figure out if the data points are relevant enough to make a good enough projection for the future. Maybe the track was a little different. Maybe Steve Smith was in form and scoring those 60-ball hundreds that he was doing when he was in great form. But on the base of what the eye has seen, it would suggest that 236 is chaseable.
India's never been clean swept by Australia in a bilateral. So,
see, there's another data point. You can find what you want.
how is the pitch expected to behave? Should be okay, right, for batting?
Should be okay. In the evening, it might nip around a little bit, but that's always the case. I think it did enough in the first 6 overs today. It will be less than that, so that shouldn't be that much of a worry. I think it should be a easy run chase is what my feeling is.
Still go easy, cautious on Hazelwood, go after the others?
Well, Hazelwood is in terrific form. So is Mitch Starc. They're world-class bowlers. And in this series, they've made their impact.
Yeah.
They made their presence felt. So I think, that worry is always going to be there. If they get the early inroads, it will become that much tougher for the middle order to absorb pressure. But in spite of that, I think it should be a chaseable total.
Ellis bowled well in that first ODI, but this is clearly the first proper test for this bowling lineup in the series.
Yeah, so they've got the 3 quicks, and then they've got Adam Zampa.
Yep.
Then what happens? They've got, again, is it going to be a little bit of everybody? Little bit of Owen, little bit of Connolly, little bit of Short, little bit of Head. There's an opportunity there. If you haven't lost wickets early, there is an opportunity there. And Hazelwood's not a machine. He'll have the odd off day. Ellis will have the odd off day. Yeah. If you're settled in, it's a quality batting lineup, this. So if you don't give wickets early, with this batting lineup, you must chase it down.
The captain needs a few runs as well. Virat Kohli yet to get off the mark. Rohit Sharma scored a 70-odd in that last game. So lots to look forward to.
You started to say Rohit Kohli by mistake.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Rohit Kohli. Okay.
For as long as we can. I don't know for how long, but yeah, while we can. Predictions, power play.
43.
I say kuch. 46. Bowler 62.
55. Aram se. Enjoy the innings and we'll see you at the 15 over mark on Cricbuzz Combox. Bye. Rohit Kohli.